Hi, Savvy Sales community. Do you sell over the phone or are you an inbound sales rep? Make sure you're not making these mistakes over the phone. Keep watching. As an inbound sales rep, you know that it's imperative to help the prospect through the buying journey by guiding them through the process. But here are 3 tips that aren't being taught to inbound sales reps. Tip number 1, tone. The tone of your voice should be cultivated in order to help influence the buyer and cause the buyer to want to continue to listen to you over the phone. I bet you've experienced calling a customer service center and abandoned the call because either the customer service rep's voice grated on your nerves or sounded as dry as stale toast. But what's even worse are the ones that you get that you can't even understand them, right? When you're selling over the phone, the tone of your voice matters. The smooth tone or the softness of your voice can create trust and rapport if done correctly. Or a weak voice or a monotone voice can create indifference, or even worse, the caller will just tune you out. Follow Roger Love. He's the leading expert in tone and voice. You can find his videos on YouTube. Up your game and study how to change the tone of your voice when selling over the phone. Number 2, keep the caller engaged by being authentically curious about the buyer and why the buyer called. The longer you keep the buyer highly engaged and on the call longer, the chances are he or she will buy. Ask appropriate qualifying questions. Be genuinely inquisitive about them and about why they called. You can only do that by asking questions. I can't stress this enough. When you're being genuinely curious, it makes the caller feel like you're interested in them as a person. Tip number 3, this is so important. Ask the caller's name in the beginning of the conversation. I know what you may be thinking. Seriously, Christine? Maybe you do ask for the caller's name up front. But more importantly, it's why you should ask for the caller's name up front. And here's why. People love hearing their name. And using the caller's name during the sales conversation starts to help create rapport and trust. Warning, don't overdo it. At least use the caller's name a couple of times during the conversation. It's pleasing to their ears to hear their name. Now, these tips may seem obvious, and I know you know these tips, but oftentimes we don't do what's obvious, especially when you're on your 50th call and you're tired. Make the 50th call as engaging and fresh and new as the first call of your day. So to sum up, develop your tone, be inquisitive, and use the caller's name. Now, give me a thumbs up if you're willing to try these tips. And if you're not already a part of the Savvy Sales Lady community, I want to invite you to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. We're a community that's growing for all salespeople. But remember this, sales is a journey. It's not a quick trip around the block. I hope to see you on the next videos.